are understood in your conscience. Somebody, the Spirit, God, gets you perfectly, completely, and fully, more than you understand yourself. Therefore, this is the safest place for you to be on earth. We're talking about spirituality, so we can't help but talk about conscience. Your conscience. It can mean different things for different people. In our Catholic tradition, our catechism defines conscience as man's secret core. There he is alone with God, whose voice echoes in his depths. Your secret core, your sanctuary. You're safe in your conscience. Nobody's going to get your full story. It's impossible, really. You might be a little understood. You'll remember those moments. And in moments when you try to understand someone else, they will remember that somebody loved them enough or was kind enough to try to understand them. Now, to remark upon that, you don't have to actually get someone. The fact that you try is enough to calm them down, lower their blood pressure, and make them think the world is a good place. Because you might say, so this happened, blah, blah, blah. And they'll say, no, that's not what I mean. I mean this and that and the other. And you say, oh, I did it wrong. I didn't get it. No, you did it right. You said you made an observation and the person was able to correct you. That's their story coming out. That's them saying, someone cares enough to listen to me. So don't think that the fact that you are doing it incompletely or imperfectly minimizes the gift. The gift of listening to somebody and trying to understand them is very much like Christ would have done. It's enormous. Stopping what you're doing, phones down, paying the attention, giving them the space they need. Now, conscience, your secret core and your sanctuary, your safe place. You are understood in your conscience. Somebody, the Spirit, God, gets you perfectly, completely, and fully, more than you understand yourself. Therefore, this is the safest place for you to be on earth. Now, we have a tendency to evaluate others to death, and we evaluate ourselves just as harshly at times. And the more you know God, the less you do that. I mean, you know, the sins, the surface actions, which have to be deliberate, by the way, to elevate to the level of a sin. You have to choose to do it. We can be hard on ourselves and we can be hard on others. Like, life isn't black and white. Everyone who works in the criminal courts or in law knows that while we have law and we have it for a purpose and it creates order imperfectly on earth, the laws often don't fully work for circumstances and situations. In the healthiest courtrooms, everybody knows when to bend the law or to ignore it based on circumstances that are in front of them. Maybe people don't talk about that much, but let me assure you, it's always being done. Just ask any police officers. For example, where a black and white understanding of right and wrong in your conscience doesn't work. Basic. There's, in World War II, Jewish people hiding in your home, and then there's Nazis at the door. This is the classic saying, do you have Jewish people hiding in your attic? Now the truth is, yes, I do. But the courageous people said, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Did they tell the truth? No, they told a lie. Was it in service of protecting? Yeah, it was to bring about a good thing, the protection of others. And you know, people often do this. I'm sure maybe you've done it. I certainly have, where someone asks you a question about someone else and you're like, I'm not giving that person up to you because you're not kind or you have a malicious intent. And yeah, I will tell an untruth to protect my friend, say in grammar school, and the family, sisters and brothers, you know. Did you see who did this? Nope, My father used to say, nobody knows nothing when it came to getting to who did something wrong. What's my point? Your conscience is not a place for black and white. It's a place for understanding and analysis. Christ isn't looking for black and white execution of your life. He's looking for a negotiation, meaning I'm trying to do the right things, but I found myself doing the wrong thing here, and I'm wondering why. Help me, Jesus, understand why I chose to do something that would be considered wrong, and how wrong was I? This space, this kind of work, is what will help you from being a black and white thinker to expand in your mind and holding yourself and others in a more compassionate way, a more compassionate place. And I think it reflects the mind of the divine much better than, say, a set of rules or laws. Because you have the law and then you have the spirit of the law. The law is intended to prevent congestion on a street, so you're supposed to park in a certain way, but you have a handicapped person that you have to get out of your car and there's no space to do that. Well, then you're going to block traffic and take care of the person first. And that's an appropriate exception to the law. That's just an example. So what we want is you to be a thoughtful person who is able to understand not just black and white behavior on the part of other people, but understand what's behind the behavior, why a thing happened, and why might the surface glance be inadequate to evaluate actions.